Yo, we got a great matchup for tonight to close out Week 10 on Monday Night Football. Rams, Dolphins in LA. We're going to break it all down. Aside, we got a prop, we got touchdowns, as we always do, so sit back. Let's make it happen. Hey, Dave Loughy here, at Loughy_D on Twitter. If you haven't hit me up yet, go ahead and do so. Say hello. And as always, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Help me feed the algorithm. Goes a long way. Plus, I try and read and respond to all of those comments as well. Let's talk about it. Rams, 2.5-point favorites, 48.5-point total over the Dolphins. It's a true even matchup if Tyreek Hill's able to go tonight. No doubt about it. The Dolphins have lost each of their last two games by a field goal or less, right? So, like, you look at this, if you consider home field advantage and all of that, very, very competitive spot. They've lost each of their last two since Tua came back by 3, and then the last one was by a point, and that to Arizona. They scored 27 points in both of those, though. Competitive spots. But they're 2-6 against the spread on the season, 1-3 in the games that Tua has started. He didn't close out that one against Buffalo, but they were on their way to getting routed anyway. And we have seen 2 easy overs since Tua started, but this one's up to 48.5, probably a stay away spot. But if I'm leaning over or under, I would lean over here with 2 pretty dynamic offenses, assuming Hill's good to go. They're missing Austin Jackson at right tackle, which hurts, no doubt about that. But on the other side, here's the thing. The Rams are getting fully healthy for the first time all season. Kupp and Nakua are back together. They're getting reinforcements off the IR on the offensive line. That is huge because, Matthew Stafford's been dealing with those issues on the O-line all season. Their pass defense has been an issue, no doubt. But at the same time, so is Miami's, right? Like, we'll talk about a prop in a second with this Rams pass defense, but Miami's has 2. And without Javon Holland, or potentially, without Javon Holland tonight, that could just make matters worse, especially against a tandem of Puka Nakua and Cooper Kupp. Not great. And yeah, they aren't totally out of it yet, but the Miami Dolphins are 2-6 on the season. Things look quite bleak there as far as making the playoffs goes, especially when you look at the AFC. They'd have a very, very steep climb to get anywhere close to a playoff berth. But the Rams, meanwhile, are 4-4 in a competitive NFC West. And if they win this game, they essentially keep pace with the San Francisco 49ers. They'd be a half a game behind Arizona, who hasn't had their bye yet. So yeah, give me the Rams -2.5 here. Look, we hit a ton of dogs throughout the week, right? We hit the Saints. I got a lot of hate for that. We hit the Lions. People were like, this guy's always betting against the Lions. I went back. I bet on the Lions in 6 of 9 games this year. We bet against them yesterday, and they didn't cover. All right, so I don't want to hear it. But no, we hit a bunch of those for sure, a bunch of dogs. We hit the Steelers as a money line dog. What I'm saying is there's a lot of spots throughout the week you love. This isn't one of them. I'd lean -2.5 on the Rams. If you wanted to, you could grab -145 on the money line, given how close this game is. That honestly might be the better play. All right, let's talk props here for a second. Now, I don't know if he's going to play, but Tyreek Hill over 71.5 receiving yards is calling my name. Now, this is 75 in some spots, 76 in some spots. Bet365 right now still has it at 71.5. I already dropped it into the Discord. If you're not on Bet365 yet, you're in any of those states on the screen, you know what that means. Not only are you getting $200 in bonus bets by clicking the link in the description or the one in the pinned comment, taking a second to verify yourself. That is instant verification, right? Jump in, deposit $10, bet only 5 of that, and get $200 in bonus bets instantly the moment your first bet settles. So let's say you love this game as a live bet. You go, Dolphins are scoring on this drive. Wouldn't recommend it, but you could. They score on that drive or they don't. Your bet settles. You instantly have $200 in bonus bets during the game. But not only that, we got $100 in bonus bets on Thursday Night Football because they have the get $10 in bonus bets per every touchdown scored every Thursday. $50 cumulative on a same game parlay, even money odds or shorter or longer. Crazy. We got $100 in bonus bets just on Thursday. And if you watch the video, we won our parlay as well, which was huge. We had a massive profit just from that promo. Bet365, link in the description and in chat if you're not over there yet. 21 years or older to gamble. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. But I like Hill here for a couple of reasons. Do we know he's going to play? No. But he's been one of the most durable players in the league, okay, throughout his career. And he always plays through minor injuries. So if I had to put a lean on this, I would say that Tyreek Hill plays. If he doesn't play, it won't matter. This will just void. And if he does, I wouldn't expect him to be limited because you think about it, like it's a wrist injury, not a lower body injury. The Rams have allowed 500-yard receivers this season. 5. JSN, Jefferson, Harrison Jr., Jamison Williams, and Juwan Jennings. And in 2 of the games where they didn't, Brock Bowers had 93, Tucker Kraft had 88. Tight ends, but you get my point. They cough up a lot of big receiving games. Considering Hill's the top option in this passing game, I'd expect no shortage of work tonight if he plays, even with the wrist. And yes, he's somewhat underwhelmed since Tua came back. I get it. But in 3 full games that Tua's played, he has 130 yards, 80 yards, and 72 yards. It feels like a legitimate buy low spot based on the questionable tag and not having huge games this year. But if this were 2023, this prop's legitimately close, if not over 100 yards. The Rams are allowing a league worst or league high 8.5 yards per attempt to opposing passers. They've also played zone coverage at a top 6 clip in the league. They've struggled there significantly. And last year, there was no one better at beating zone coverage than Tyreek Hill. So laddering this to 100 plus yards, in my opinion, plus 225 on Bet365 and the standard prop, the best odds in the industry, I looked, is a no-brainer. And if he doesn't play, it simply won't matter. I can't bet any more props from Miami right now, though, with not enough to go off of on Hill's status. Like, I'm not betting overs or unders on Achane or any of these guys when we don't know Hill's status. That could be troublesome. 2 other spots. Kobe Parkinson, under 22.5 receiving yards, minus 125 on Bet365 are your best odds. If you're looking elsewhere, BetMGM has the second best. Look, he's slowly seeing himself phased out of the offense. And by the way, as always, NFL24 is the promo code. If you wanted to join my Discord and the Tails program, get all the picks early, get all of our picks for Monday, Thursday. Additionally, that you'll never find on YouTube. Link in the description and in the pinned comment. NFL24, less than $5 for your first week, less than $15 for the month. Come hit me up in Discord. Say hello if you decide to join. It's been a very fun season so far and a profitable one at that. But he's slowly seeing himself phased out of this offense. You know, he had 2 targets apiece in week 7 and week 8. Then he wasn't targeted at all in week 9. He ran only 19 routes in that game, while Davis Allen ran a season-high 20 routes in that game. Hunter Long ran 10. They both played a bunch of snaps, and those guys saw a combined 4 targets to Parkinson's 0. He played a season-low 42% of snaps by far in that game. It just looks like his involvement is dwindling here. It's going to be minimal going forward. At least that's the trajectory, right? We can never say from week to week with certainty. But the fact that Cooper Kupp, Nakua are healthy, and you've seen 2 other tight ends in Long and Allen worked into the offense, give me the under 22.5. It's the best number you're going to find on Kobe Parkinson. And of course, I always give you guys a touchdown play. It's going to be Tyreek Hill, okay? If you wanted to take a longer shot play, Raheem Mostert, because he does get some opportunities at the goal line. We saw 2 weeks ago, double touchdown game, plus 220 on FanDuel. But at plus 145 on FanDuel, I do like Tyreek Hill. Look, assuming he's out there, these are good odds. Actually, longer odds than Pinnacle, and you don't get that very often. So give me plus 145 on Tyreek Hill. This is a matchup, if he's out there, that he can absolutely dominate and get back to being the player that we remember from last season. Anyway, appreciate you guys hanging out. As always, hit that thumbs up, subscribe before you leave. Otherwise, I'll see you back here tomorrow on Tuesday. Picks for every game heading into week 11. Peace.